What's up, guys? How's it going again? How are you? Thanks again for tuning in, subscribing, all that jazz. Thanks for interacting with the latest videos. It's awesome. It's really going well. You guys are really responding to these types of videos, so I love making them. I wanted to answer a couple of questions that I got in the last video. Basically, around inventory and how I built my inventory so quickly, because anyone that came to the grand opening seen it was kind of my shelves were a little bare. I opened October 16th, and in that period of time I've grown my inventory by 10x. So it's been awesome, but you do need to make a few sacrifices in order to do that for your business. And also, I wanted to answer another question about I'm going to answer what me personally, you can see on average what you would make in a month just to shop. It's sort of a complex question because there's other aspects of the business, but let's say if you were just relying on the shop alone, which nowadays I don't think is possible, and we'll get into why that is. But stick around and let's answer some questions. So basically, you just have to reinvest everything you make, every single penny. I started this business online around 2.5 years ago, and I have not paid myself a single cent, which is why I had the money to invest in product. Sure, when I opened my doors, I wasn't able to get the product, just not because I didn't have the money, just because it just wasn't there. Like, I just couldn't purchase it. Being a new store, they sort of drip feed you inventory. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you just can't get it. But now, getting the inventory and selling it and rolling that snowball of just getting more inventory, now I'm able to purchase a lot more inventory, so my shelves are a lot fuller. It also looks good when someone walks into your store and they see, wow, this guy's got a lot of shit. It makes them want to come back. It makes them it makes them feel good about doing trade-ins, that you're not gonna close the next day. It just makes them feel good. Like, oh, my money's good here. When I trade in stuff and get store credit, I'm gonna see my money because this place is gonna be open. It doesn't feel good for a customer when they walk in and you have one booster box on the shelf. It's just, especially me, and if I walked into a store and I see, oh, there's just one booster box on the shelf, and it's not a good look for the store. So you need to invest, and you need to invest heavily, especially just starting out. Let's say you're starting out with no cards, no magic cards. I started the store with 0 magic cards, none. I did not have a personal collection. I sold it off a very long time ago. So I needed to really hit the ground running. So I purchased 3 cases of every single set to open for just singles. And that alone, because think about it, 3 cases I opened with Midnight Hunt. So 3 cases of Midnight Hunt, Adventure Forgotten Realms, Strixhaven, Keldheim, Zendikar Rising. So those 5 right there, 3 cases of each, not including to stock the shelves with booster boxes. So 4 cases of each standard set, and that's not including set, that's not including collector boosters, that's just draft. So just magic alone, in opening the product, I invested maybe, I think, around $10,000 or $12,000 just to open product. And anyone who opens product knows you don't always make money. So you got to take that risk sometimes, especially when opening up. Sure, when you open up, you get trade-ins, you get stuff like that, so it all works together. If you do one aspect of this business separately, it doesn't work. Like, let's say you just want to open booster packs and booster boxes and sell them online. It doesn't work because you're going to lose money. Everything works together as a whole. It's just how it is. Any one aspect of this business, it's like a tripod. You remove it, it collapses. And that's just how that is. I hope I answered that well enough. I can always touch back on it later. But let me get into the second question about how much the store, or a store like this, makes on a monthly basis on average. Because everyone's different, every zone is different, everything's different. I'm not in a high traffic area. There's not people walking around. Sure, it's on a main road. I'm in a shopping center, but it's not a bustling shopping center. It's a very dead and desolate shopping center. And I chose this place for a reason, because I wanted cheap rent. So keep that in mind when I talk about the numbers. So any given month, on average, you could probably expect in this type of area, just in store alone, probably around $15,000 to $20,000 in sales. That's not profit, that's sales. On average, 15 being really low, and I would say bump that number up to 25, 15 to 25 in that range. In sales, which is not a lot with the profit margin that some things get. So, you're gonna have to work that into your price cost analysis. But what you do way more sales online than in store, but it's less profit online. So you could probably almost do double that online. So all together, probably close to, maybe if you really hit the ground running and go crazy, first year you could probably do $400,000 to $600,000 in sales, which sounds like an insane number, and it is, but it's really not in the grand scheme of things because of how much the products cost. Yeah, so keep that in mind when you're really starting. You see this huge number, and it's like, you're like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. But then once you start crunching it, you're like, oh, wait. So I did around $20,000, $30,000 in sales, and after everything, I walk away with $4,000 or $5,000. You're like, wait, does that averages out to, plus how many hours did I do in this store? Oh, 120 hours this week I did in the store. Oh, so what does that average out to? $5 an hour? But on the plus side, you're working for yourself. You're your own boss. You love it. It doesn't feel like work when you're here. It just feels like a hobby that pays you. And isn't that really what it's all about? I could be wrong, and I could be an idiot for doing it and leaving my job. But the fact of the matter is I work for myself. I don't answer to anybody. Sure, if you average it out to an hourly basis, it's not that great. But when you run a business, you really can't calculate your time to hours. You really got to calculate it to gross sales and growth and inventory levels. If your sales numbers are going up, you're making more money. It doesn't really matter the profit margin on it, unless you're losing on every single product you sell, which is very rare. If you're doing that, you're running the wrong business. So yeah, guys, I hope those two questions sort of enlightened you. And please answer. Please ask more, because I really want to be as clear as possible with you guys. If you start this business, you're going to immediately be getting sales like crazy, because this stuff pretty much sells itself. It's collectibles. Everyone wants it. It's Magic. It's Pokemon. It's Flesh and Blood, Yu-Gi-Oh! It just sells itself, but it's very cutthroat, it's very competitive, so you have to be unique, and you have to figure out different ways to push the product. Alright guys, so thank you very much for tuning in to this little one. I hope this was very clear, or, you know, I hope I helped you a little bit. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you later. Bye.